Welcome back, it's me Lou, and I'm here today for another action figure unboxing and review. And today we are going to look at this. Okay, so I've had this sitting in my pile to review for maybe about 2 or 3 weeks. I just haven't had the time to get around to it. I wanted to find the right time to do it, just to do this justice. So we're gonna unbox this here right now. So what we're looking at right now, this is a protective mailer. So sometimes when you order specific figures, most of the time like exclusives, Hasbro will provide this like nice cardboard protector, so it doesn't damage the product while it's in transit. So let's unbox this right now. Alright, so on the back we have all the warnings, all the copyright info, and this thing is heavily taped. So we'll see how easy it'll be to unbox this. Hopefully it won't give me a lot of trouble. I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to open it from. So we're just going to cut all the tape and we'll slide this box right out. And pardon my voice if it sounds a little raspy. It's in the middle of the night right now. It's like 3 a.m. and I just kind of woke up. And I figure I should review this now rather than later, because if I keep on putting it off, I'll never get around to it. Okay, so I think we have this opened up. Let's get the camera back in focus real quick. Focus. Yeah. All right, there we go. All right, so it's nice that Hasbro provides this protective mailer. So if you get a lot of packages sent to your house, action figures and stuff, and other toys, sometimes, they always run the risk of it being damaged in transit. Like, we've all had like horror stories of ordering stuff like on Amazon, and then it'll just come like the toy or action figure will come like in a bubble mailer, and then the card might be crushed or the bubble might be damaged. But it's nice that Hasbro provides this like extra layer of protection. Okay, so let's remove this. And ta-da! Alright, so today we are going to unbox and review this. The Marvel Studios Avengers Endgame Marvel Legends The Infinity Saga 2-pack, featuring Captain Marvel on the left and Rescue on the right. So I am very excited to get this. When Hasbro announced this set months ago, I was really stoked on it. I love as much as I love Marvel Legends, it just kind of makes my brain crazy that it takes forever for some of the characters or different versions of the characters to come out, after a movie. And Endgame, I don't know, what's that? It's probably going on, like 2 years old already, if not longer than that. So it's kind of like, it's about time. So it's really cool that we're getting these two different iterations of the characters. Like, it's awesome that we're getting the updated Captain Marvel as she appears in Endgame. Although her current appearance, I think, is slightly different. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, this is. I'm not sure if this look is already outdated, but this is how she appears in Endgame, and I think it's awesome. And we're finally getting a proper Gwyneth Paltrow, Pepper Potts rescue figure. I believe Hasbro only released one version of this character, and that was more of a basic figure that was packaged, I think, in the Endgame 2-pack that came with Iron Man, and I think that's it. So this looks really cool. I love how there's a lot of accessories, like, you get multiple hands for Captain Marvel, has the Nano Gauntlet, and Rescue has the two different backpack variants. She has, I think this is like the jet pack, and I think this one right here might be the repulsor rays. She comes with 2 different portraits. So Pepper Potts has the armored mask, and then she has the open face. And there's a couple of blast effects. Alright, so let's review this package. So first off, I love the package design for the Infinity Saga. Like all the figures that we've seen for the Infinity Saga packaging, it's been really nice. It's premium. You get this really beautiful matte black trim around the box, and then the logos to kind of have this gloss finish. The graphic design is nice. They make a good use of like the positive space against the negative space. The Infinity Saga, very, very classy looking logo with the serif font against the sans serif font. Over in the lower right corner, we have the Avengers logo. On the side of the box, there's this really cool artwork featuring all the heroes from the Infinity Saga. So on one side, you get like Captain America, you get Iron Man, Doctor Strange. I see Falcon. I see, I think Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, and Thor. And then on the opposite side, you get a continuation of that. So you get the other characters like the Guardians. So this is really cool. I enjoy the package a lot. Very, very well thought out, nicely designed. It really makes it feel like you're getting something special here. And on the back, we have a beautiful poster image. And we have 2 brief bios on each character. So on the left, it says Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel uses her incredible powers to battle evil in the ultimate fight for the fate of the universe. And on the right, we have a description of Rescue. Outfitted with pulsars and a unibeam, Pepper's rescue suit is ready to step into battle against Thanos. Awesome. Okay, so if I remember correctly, I want to say this. I'm not 100% sure, but I got this through Amazon, and I think it's an Amazon exclusive. I might be wrong on that, so correct me in the comments below. I'm not sure if this is available on the Hasbro shop also, but as for myself, I got this on Amazon, I believe for like $52.99 US. And for me, I think it seemed a little bit pricey just because the average Marvel Legends at the time when I pre-ordered this was, I think, going for like, $19.99 at the stores. But for a set like this, it felt special just because these were 2 characters that I think that people have been wanting for a long time. People wanted the Endgame Captain Marvel, and they especially wanted Pepper and the rescue armor. So, with that, in addition to all the accessories, paying $52.99, it's a little steep in my opinion, but I think it's well worth it. But as with most, 2 packs, especially on Amazon, I think eventually they do drop down in price, but you might have to wait anywhere between like 6 to like 9 months before that happens. Or just keep an eye out. You never know. Out of the blue, Amazon might run a sale on the product. Because I've seen it before. It's like with the X-Men 3-pack that had like Phantom X and Psylocke. And I can't remember was it Master Mold? That 3-pack I think initially was like at $80, but then I got it for like $60 because it was on sale at one point. It's like $60 or $70 for me. But I just remember I got it at like maybe like a 30% discount or something because they ran a sale. So if this seems if $52 seems a little steep for this, just give it some time. In a couple of months maybe it'll drop. But then again, you never know. Maybe it might go up in price. Who knows? I mean, it depends on how scarce it is. Because I've seen that happen before. There's like a Power Rangers 5-pack. It was like a Psycho Rangers pack. And that's like one of those things that if you didn't order it initially, it sold out pretty quick, and then when they got the restocks, that sold out, and then you get third-party sellers selling it for like ridiculous amounts of money. But as of today, which is September 23rd, 2021, I was just on Amazon just now, and it seems like this is in stock, so it's not sold out. It's readily available. Okay, so first impressions of the action figures while they're still on the tray. Very impressed. Very impressed. I love these costumes, especially I really wanted the more updated Captain Marvel, and it's cool that, I'm finally getting her. Rescue seems like a long time in the it seems like we should have gotten that early on. But it's nice that they save both these characters for the 2-pack. It's cool that you get a Nano Gauntlet. That's a fun accessory. So yeah, everything looks really awesome. I'm really stoked that you get so much bang for your buck with this set. It's like I said, even though the price is a little steep at $52, you do get a lot of extra accessories like the additional hands, and that comes in handy, especially if you're into action figure photography. It's cool that you get the different portraits. Even if you don't use them on this, on this body, these portraits you probably use on other figures or even as customs. It's cool that Pepper actually has, she actually has 3 different backpacks. So she has the 2 different unibeams, and then she has the jetpack here. Okay, so let's take a look at Captain Marvel first. Alright, I'm probably going to hold off on reviewing her hands because I don't want to be bothered with actually taking them out and losing them or something. So we're just going to focus on the figure for now. And let's set this aside. Okay, so we have the new Captain Marvel as she appears in Marvel Avengers Endgame. So this is her appearance towards the end of the movie. I think even early on, I think she appears in the beginning of the movie also as like a hologram or something. So yeah, this is a great costume. And the thing is, I'm a big fan of the original costume that she had in her film. But this one, I think this one looks great. Now, I know there was a lot of fan backlash when Brie Larson had this new haircut for the film. But I don't know, I kind of dig it, and I think it's cool. Yeah, so I'm examining this, and I think I'm really liking what I'm seeing in terms of the sculpting and the paint application. Okay, so the sculpting on this it's really well done. It's what you come to expect from Marvel Legends, especially like a set like this. You pay a little bit more for it, but it really feels like a premium product. And it's kind of hard to get her in focus. Let's get her into focus. The sculpting is beautiful. Lots and lots of detail in her armor. For example, in like her forearm here, there's all these individual bands sculpted in. The star emblem on her chest, it's really crisp. The definition's really high on that. You can really see where it peaks. A lot of shadows casted on it. The gold trim looks really nice. There's a nice reflective quality to it, as with the blue on her uniform. The red, I'm kind of taken back by the red, because for me the red, it's a nice shade, don't get me wrong, but it's a little, I don't want to say it's too bright, but the contrast against the blue, it seems a little loud. But I'm not sure if this is how the actual costume is, because in the final scene of the final battle scene, it's a very dark scene. So I'm not sure how well illuminated her costume is in the actual movie. Yeah, it's a beautiful sculpted figure. She also has this sash that kind of rides up and down. It's loose fitting. It's not permanently affixed to the figure. And that has some nice sculpted detail. The folds are really clean. The detail's really high. There's a nice texture along her uniform. I'm not sure if the camera's catching it. Like right here, along her thigh. There's kind of this it's almost like a circuit board pattern running throughout her costume. It runs along her abdomen, around her thighs, and I think a little bit on her arms also. All right, let's see if we can get an up close look at her head. Focus. No, it's not focusing for me. All right, there we go. Beautiful, detailed on her face. I'm not sure if it's necessarily an exact likeness of actress Brie Larson, but for me it's close enough. You can even see a little mole on her cheek right there. Nice detail. Her eyes, nicely painted. I like the tone they used for her lips. It's not too stark from their flesh tone. Beautiful sculpting on the hair. Really impressed with that. You get a lot of fine detailed. Yeah, the sculpting on her hair is beautiful. Look at that. A lot of intricate work. Same. So here's her back. Nice detailing there. Now in terms of articulation, like most Marvel Legends, very standard. Her head rotates, looks up and down. I believe it's on a ball joint. And also her head, the ball joint on her neck's actually hinged also. So I want to say as much. Let's see if it'll bend. All right, so she'll look down, and she can look up about this. But her hair kind of gets in the way. It would have been nice if you could go further back, so she could emulate more of a flying pose. But I think what they do give here, yeah, this is acceptable. This is okay. Yeah, at first I was gonna say that maybe her hair hindered her upward movement too much, but it looks like it's just right. So if you want to like recreate a flying pose with her, you can easily do that. She has articulation below her chest line, and yeah, you could get some really cool poses. So if she's flying, you can like arch her back up like that, or provide a crunch. It doesn't go too far forward, but that's all right. I think that's okay. And I'm trying to see if she has a waist swivel. All right, so to the best, does she have? All right, to the best of my knowledge, I believe she does not have a waist swivel. Yeah, she has no waist swivel. It's unfortunate that she doesn't have a waist swivel just because they have this sash here. And the sash would provide natural coverage for where the seam is, but it doesn't have it. But what she lacks for a waist swivel, at least she has a swivel up in towards her chest, which makes up for it. That's all right. In terms of her arm movement, they rotate and they go out, and it's nice because as you notice, as the arms go out, her shoulder pad is kind of like a softer plastic, and I believe it's maybe glued in at where the tricep meets the upper part of the arm. So when it moves up, the shoulder pad will actually ride along her shoulder blade like that. So it's cool. But at the same time, her arm won't go higher than that. But that's all right. I think that's as far as we get it. No bicep swivel, but she does have an elbow bend and an elbow swivel. So there's movement there. Wrists rotate, and they have the secondary motion also. As for her legs, she kicks up. She could kind of super kick out about there. She can't do the full splits. Thigh cut. And it looks like the paint where the thigh cut is, it matches all right, so you're not getting a break in there. At least, so the paint application is at least clean on my figure. It always sucks when you get a figure and then, you know, like for situations like this where the line doesn't match up, but for mine, at least it matches up pretty well. She has double jointed knees, as we can see right here. So you get the first bend and then the second bend. Ankle articulations, the standard Marvel fare. You know. So yeah, really, really nice figure. Okay, so since we're on the subject of Captain Marvel, so here's her endgame appearance. And let's compare her to some of the other Captain Marvel figures that we've gotten so far. Alright, we have a lot of Captain Marvels. Okay. Alright, so here's a collection of different Captain Marvel figures, with our star figure being in the middle. Alright, we'll start from the left. So over here we have Captain Marvel as she appears initially in her Kree armor, and it's that green, silver, black armor. I like this costume a lot. I think this is a great look. I think I'm partially biased to this costume just because the Kree uniform reminds me so much of the Green Lantern Corps, and I'm a huge mark for like anything Green Lantern. So this looks great. I love this figure. I think this is like one of my favorite figures. All right, this figure here, this is from the basic like $9 Avengers figure line. So this does not have the articulation of a Marvel Legends. You know, when these came out, I believe these were priced at maybe $9.99, and I don't think they released. I take it back. So this is like $9.99, and I want to say the figure I'm holding right now came in the maybe a 2-pack, or maybe it was a single figure, but it was for the budget line of the Avengers Endgame figures. So this is not Marvel Legends. It's not as articulated as the Marvel Legends, but nonetheless, I think it's a quality figure, especially for the price point. These figures, they're slightly shorter, they're smaller in scale, they're not as articulated, but the paint application's nice, the sculpting is superb. It's just, I believe some of the sculpting on here is just on the same level as the Marvel Legends stuff, and in some cases, the sculpting, you know, it's actually even crisper. Just because I think that they might use a different plastic, but I could be wrong on that. Now this figure is the same exact figure as this, but I think the difference with this figure is this is not the original head. This was a Marvel Legends head that I slapped on here. I believe the head that came with this one is when Carol Danvers is kind of like all solar powered up, and then her head almost looks like translucent and on fire. But it's the same body and mold as this one. The only thing different is that you can tell on her arms that she kind of has like this charged up effect where her arms are kind of like glowing. So these Captain Marvels are more in line with this. This is her evolved appearance in the Captain Marvel film when she decides to like break away from the Kree and just like change up the colors of her uniform. Now I love this color scheme a lot more than this. I don't mind this one, but this red and this blue, it feels more like Spider-Man to me. I mean, at least a shade of blue. This blue here, it's a very, almost like a candy metallic blue finish. And the contrast it provides against the red, which is also kind of like a metallic red, looks really, really keen. It looks sharp. I like it a lot. And the sculpting on this feels a little bit sharper than this one. Not that the sculpting on this one's soft, but this one just feels a little bit better. And as I'm examining it, I think there might be some reuse. I think the forearms are the same. The shoulder pads might be reused. Yeah, the chests are definitely different. This chest is, I believe, a newer sculpt, just because the star emblem's a lot bigger. They're roughly the same height. I want to say this figure is just a hair taller. So yeah, I love this new costume a lot, but I think I would have liked it more if it had this shade of blue. But at the same time, I'm not sure if that's accurate to what's portrayed in the film. Alright, here's another figure of Captain Marvel. This is her with her bomber jacket. Really cool look. It reminds me a lot like of like Cyclops in the like 90s X-Men, or Rogue in the 90s X-Men. How they'd wear these like, you know, leather jackets over the uniforms. It's a weird look, but I kind of like it. And here, her hair is a little bit shorter. It's kind of flowing in the wind. Very cool. And this figure is the same as this one. The only thing different is this has the alternate portrait when she has her helmet and the mohawk. So yeah, we've gotten a good number of Captain Marvel figures, and this one's really cool. I like this a lot. If I had to rate this figure numerically, for me it'd be about maybe a 7.5 to an 8. Like, I like this look a lot, but I'm just not sure about the colors. The colors, now they might be accurate to like maybe the actual studio costume or what's seen in the film, but I really love this, you know, near metallic finish on this figure. It looks great. I do like the new head a lot also. You know, I think I fall into the minority. I really enjoyed seeing Captain Marvel at the end in this new costume, and I didn't mind the new haircut too. I thought it looked really awesome. For me, it makes her look, gives her a bit more authority. She looks more like she's, you know, getting down to business. So yeah, great figure. All right, so moving from there, we're going to take a look at Rescue. Okay, so what we have here is we have Pepper Potts, as played by actress Gwyneth Paltrow, and we have her in her rescue armor. Okay, so I'm not going to take out all these accessories. Let's just take out one of the helmets. Now let's take out the Nano Gauntlet. And let's take out, I'm not sure what the difference is between these two. Or better yet, I don't know, let's just cave in and take out most of these. Alright, so we can take a look at all this. Alright, so we have Pepper Potts in her rescue armor. So, alright, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but is the actual designation of Pepper in the costume, is it just rescue, or does she have some, like, you know, official term that they refer to her? Because, I don't know, rescue seems like such a generic name, and I can't remember if that's actually derived from the comic books. Alright, so we have Pepper Potts, we have the jetpack, and then we have, I don't know if these are the same. We have, it seems, oh wait, does this, alright, so we have the Unibeam, there's two of these, the Nano Gauntlet, and then we have the additional portrait with the open face. Okay, so let's start off with the figure. Alright, so let's get this into focus. I think that's the best I could do. Okay, so in terms of the likeness right now, I think I'm okay with it. It doesn't look as much like actress Gwyneth Paltrow as I'd like. I want to say maybe it's the cheekbones. The cheekbones, there's something off. There's something slightly off on her face. I don't know what it is. The sculpting's really well done, though. I mean, not to take away from that. The sculpting's well done. The detail in the hair is great. But yeah, there's something about this portrait that I'm not too keen on. Let's get the other one on there. Now, I love this look on the characters. Like, any Iron Man figure that gives me the look where the helmet and the visor is coming up, I love that look, and this looks great. I kind of have a problem with her expression, though. Her expression is very, it's like very blah. There's not a whole lot of life on her face right now, or any personality. I can't, if I get that in focus, maybe you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, I see her face. Her face just looks very blah. I mean, the detail and sculpting's nice, but I kind of would have preferred a much more maybe livelier expression. But I do like this look, though. I like the look with the helmet and the visor up. And this is a tight fit. Okay, this is a really tight fit. I'm not sure if I could get this on. Oh, dang it. Alright, just give me a second. I'm going to see if I can do this off camera. Okay, shit. Okay, I think I got the head on. It's a really tight fit. So it's kind of like, just be warned. I don't feel comfortable with it right now. All right. Okay, is it on? Yeah, this is a really tight fit. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to try to see if because I'm not sure if I got the head all the way in. And I don't want to force it anymore. So I'm going to pause the video for a second. I'll be back. All right, so just hold on. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I had to remove the head because I don't think I had it fully depressed into the peg. The socket on the alternate head, it was really, really tight, and it didn't feel like it was going in, and then it almost felt like I was going to break it if I kept on forcing it. So I had to submerge the head while it was on here in boiling water just to like soften the plastic and pop it back out. So that's where the head is right now. It's submerged in hot water. Let's fish it out and hope I don't burn myself. Okay. All right, so here's the head. The plastic's a lot softer, just a little squishy now. And so here's the actual ball joint. It can go down, it can look up a little. And let's pop this back on. Yeah, so this is a word to the wise. Be advised, this, at least on my figure, this head here, at least for me, the socket is really tight. So I had to like soften it up. And now that I got softened up, it fits better. And I think I have it depressed all the way in now. So there we go. Her face looks a little bit big inside the mask. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I do like that look though. Okay, so examining the figure of Rescue up close. The sculpting's detailed. It's really clean. It's really nice. It's on par with what you expect from like the other Marvel Legends Iron Man figures. So all the seams, all the crevices, all the highlights and edges, they're all there. Everything looks nice and crisp. I'm the plastic finish. Now this is a little bit more of that metallic blue. It's a little on the swirly side, to be honest, in certain areas. I'm not sure if that's going to bother anyone, but it has a nice, like almost iridescent quality to it, which makes it look really cool, especially under the right lighting conditions. One thing I want to say about this figure is that I want to say it looks like her legs are a little short. Like actress Gwyneth Paltrow, if you've ever seen her, she looks like she has really long legs, or I'm not sure if that's just me, but she looks really tall. And this figure, I'm not sure if it conveys her proportions correctly. Like this armor and her head, it makes her face just look really big. But that's alright, I don't want to nitpick it too much. So the paint application, it's nice, it's clean. It's kind of like a metallic blue-purple on her. And there's almost like a light copper trim, highlighting her costume. On her back, so it has here Rescue 0049. The paint application is nice, but it's parts of the letters for some reason they don't seem like they're level with each other, which seems kind of odd. But it's still a clean finish nonetheless. Now, in terms of her articulation, Rescue, she could look left, she could look right. Her head, as we saw earlier with the neck ball joint, could provide with upward movement. So if you want to make her look like she's flying, she could do that. She has a crunch towards her upper abdomen. Unlike Captain Marvel, where her ab crunch is a little bit like below her breast line, this one's a little bit further down. And then she could arch pretty well far back like that. I think if you remove the backpack, you can kind of see how far it'll arch up. So you could get some decent flying poses with her. She has somewhat of a forward movement, not that much. Also, like Captain Marvel, there is no waist swivel. You know, you have to make do with the mid abdomen swivel up there, which is all right. In terms of her arm movement, her arms can go up, and that's as far as they'll go up. She can't get like a perfect T. They rotate. This figure, unlike Captain Marvel, she actually has like a bicep swivel upwards towards the top, and this figure has double jointed elbows. Surprisingly, oh, she does have, okay, I was going to say at first I wasn't sure if her wrist's articulated. She does have wrist articulation, but her forearm gauntlet extends beyond her hand upwards towards her knuckles, so it kind of covers her fist a little, but there is movement. So you still provided with the full wrist articulated movement. As for her legs, she could kick up. Now when she kicks up, I think it's, oh, okay, she has a thigh cut. But because of the nature of her armor on her thighs, the thigh cut doesn't allow for full rotation. Because as you can see here, the armor here rises up towards like her upper hip, and then when you try twisting it, the armor will clip and hit right slightly below her waist. It kind of hits right there. And she has double jointed knees. Ankle articulation's the same as all the other figures. This one's a little stiff. Movement might be hindered though by the back behind the ankle above the heel. There's a piece of armor there, so that kind of prevents full back movement, but that's alright. Now, as we saw earlier on the back, there's a socket there for the backpack. So you can have two choices. You can either have it with the manifolds down, or you can have it with the manifolds out. Now this is it looks really cool here. I don't know, when I see this, it almost reminds me of the DC comic character, Blue Beetle. So if you want her to, you know, full on flying mode, you have that. You know, really cool look. Now, there's something cool about this armor. It kind of reminds me of the old anime Bubblegum Crisis. More specifically, the character Pris in her body armor. So at least for me, that's kind of a plus. If you're familiar with that old animation. Alright, so this is where I'm going to get lost. I don't remember. I remember these in the movie, but I don't remember where they protrude from. I don't know if it's attached to this. Give me a second. Alright, so I'm at a loss right now. Unfortunately, I don't have my phone on me, so I can't like this Google the images. Alright, so these are I think this is from the Unibeam, and then these are cool because they're hinged, and then they have this extended socket here, but I don't know what this plugs into. Alright, so you're gonna have to help me out here. Do these attach? I can't remember how does this function in the movie. I couldn't remember if these are part of her backpack. Alright, so you get, alright, so there's the two folds, or the panels that open up. There's this really long peg. It's a clear plastic, and then there's a little, there's a knob at the end of it, but I don't know what this plugs into. I'm examining the figure up close, and I can't find any sockets. Alright, give me a second. I'm going to pause pause this and I'll be back in a second. I need to Google this. I need to figure out what to do with these. Okay, I'm back. All right. So I found an image of Rescue with the jetpack on, and then the extra repulsors, unibeam kind of deal attached to her. Now I couldn't find. I'm sure there's probably a YouTuber out there who details how to do this, but so I might be doing this wrong. But I couldn't find any sort of instructions on how to do this. So I was looking at this backpack up close, and then I kind of noticed that two of these pieces are actually on hinges. So these actually flap outward. So it's cool. I mean, you could throw this on her back, and then she has additional panels that go out like that. But I still couldn't figure out how to attach these because apparently there's no socket on her body. There's no sockets on the backpacks. And then so what I'm assuming, if I'm doing this wrong, just correct me in the comments below. So what I think you're supposed to do is you're supposed to remove these additional panels off. They're made of a soft rubbery plastic, so they're very pliable, so they'll come out easy. So I believe you take this, and then you take, right, so there's like as I stated before, there's kind of like this, here's the peg, and there's kind of like this knob at the end of the peg, and it looks like the socket here is actually conformed to fit that. So I believe you put this on the inside, you kind of peg it in, and it does fit, and it does allow for, like, because it's more of like a ball socket. So I believe you put this in. Oh no, I take it back. Okay, I can actually see it now. So there's actually two little, if I get this in focus, there's actually two little tabs here, much like how there's tabs here. So you do plug this into here. Like so. Or let's see if I can get this right. Yeah, that threw me off. I'm like, I couldn't figure out how to do this. I'm like, all right, it's not going to go in and go in. All right. Oh, okay, so that's awesome. So you attach, all right, so to recap what I said, you remove these panels from the back of her jetpack, and then you substitute these things in there, and then they're fully articulated. You can go up and down, you can go inwards and outwards, and then these also additionally articulated. So you put this on her back, and then you could go full on Pepper Potts, like when she's getting all crazy and like obliterating everything. So wow, it's a really cool look. Unfortunately, one of mine, the hinge here is a little bit loose. I could probably fix that by reshaping it in hot water. So yeah, for her backpack, so you can attach these things to her jetpack, and then, you know, if you want to recreate that scene where her and Iron Man are fighting back to back and she's zapping everything to death, you could do that. Really cool. Yeah, it's really cool how they did this. I kind of just wish they could give you instructions. So I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, so I don't know. It took me a while to figure it out. Yeah, if I was smart, I should have just checked out someone else's YouTube review, and I don't know, I could have solved my problem. All right, so since we're on the subject of Pepper as Rescue, let's bring out the other figure that we got previously. So here's another, or it might be the only other Rescue figure we got for the Marvel Avengers movies. This was an Endgame 2-pack that came with Iron Man. And much like the Captain Marvel budget figure, as you can see here, much smaller action figure. Articulation's a lot more limited. This one has the nice premium paint application, whereas this one's pretty much just the blue plastic with like the silvery copper paint painted over it. This one has a nice sky blue colored arc reactor, whereas this one, it just looks white. So I don't know which one's more accurate. This one has more detail sculpted into it. But this, even though it's a budget figure, it's a nice quality figure for what you're paying. Like this 2-pack, I believe, was $19.99, and you got 2 action figures, which is great. It's the price of actually just like 1 Marvel Legends. So it's awesome. Now, if I had to rate this figure numerically on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say at the highest an 8, and maybe, I don't know, the lowest 7.5. Just because, partially because I think for me, part of the figure is getting a nice, unmasked portrait of Pepper Potts, but the likeness of Gwyneth Paltrow, it's not doing it for me. Especially, I don't know, the expression on both faces is kind of very solemn, very somber. This one actually looks like she has like freckles on her face. This one doesn't, at least on mine, unless I'm not seeing it correctly. It's a great figure. I'm glad I have both of them. Okay, so do you need these figures? All right, if you're a fan of the MCU, and if you're a completionist and you want all the characters from Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, yes, you definitely do need this. If you want to recreate that scene at the end of Endgame where all the female heroes rally up together, you definitely need these 2 figures to complete that lineup. And I think they're great. Are they perfect? No, but I think for what we're getting this late into the game, I think they're awesome. Like, if I could have done anything differently, at least from my opinion, I would have provided a better head sculpt for at least Gwyneth Paltrow's character, make it a little bit more spot on, change the expression a little. Otherwise, beyond that, maybe make her legs a little bit longer. I would have given instructions on how to put this thing together because that thing made me kind of nuts. But this is a really cool accessory. I like this a lot. The Captain Marvel's awesome. Like I said, the only thing that was bothering me with this was the colors. But then again, I'm not sure if this is accurate to the movie. If it is, then more power to it. But yeah, these are great figures with lots of accessories. I think it's really worth the $52. And you also get the Nano Gauntlet here, which I forgot to talk about. And there's a kind of hollowed out, so if you want to put it like on a Tony Stark figure, you could, just remove Tony's hand and slide this over the forearm. I should have brought an Iron Man figure with me, but I don't know. But this is cool. I'm really glad I got this accessory. So yeah, I mean, if you're a completionist, you definitely need this set just to get this Nano Gauntlet. I'm not sure if it came with any other Marvel Legends figures, but I do know the budget figures did. I think the Hulk figure actually came with a Nano Gauntlet, I think. But I'm not sure if the Marvel Legends figures ever came with one. But it's simple, if you wanted to work on a figure, it's like I said, just take the figure's hand off like this, and then you can just slide this over the forearm. And if you want to give Captain Marvel the Nano Gauntlet, there you go. Alright, so let's wrap this up. Yeah, this is a great set. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's an Amazon exclusive. It might be. Or it might also be available on the Hasbro Toy Shop. Just go on their website and check it out, see if it's there. But yeah, this is great. I highly recommend it. So, once again, my name is Lou. And until the next time, go out there, buy yourself lots of toys, enjoy your life, be safe, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.